Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, is my guilty pleasure. This movie came out on the 21st of July, 1995, I think. And when it comes to guilty pleasures, 1995 was a vintage year. There's going to be quite a lot of entries in this section under the guilty pleasure movie banner that come from 1995. And I was a massive, I was a big Power Rangers fan of the series. When it first came out, I had action figures, I had sticker albums, and yeah, I watched every episode of the Mighty Morphin era, and I loved it. And I was 11 years old in 1995 when this came out, and I was really excited about the movie. And just, I watch it now, and I watch it for nostalgic reasons. I do actually like the film. It's silly, very silly in parts, but also brings back a lot of good memories of being a Power Rangers fan. In the series, I was a big fan of the Green Ranger. He was my favourite Ranger. And in this, it's the White Ranger. It's Tommy. When he left as the Green Ranger in the series, I was quite disappointed, quite upset to be honest, but that we were kind of, appeased in a way with bringing Tommy back. But as the White Ranger, and I did like him as the White Ranger, he was still my favourite Power Ranger as the White Ranger, but the Green Ranger, to me, is the best one. He's where it's at. But yeah, in this one, basically, the movie starts out with this like vintage 90s movie. You can't get anything more 90s movie than this opening, and it's got the six main kids, the six main guys, Power Rangers, in their human form, or civilian form should I say, and they're doing a charity skydive with Bulk and Skull, the comedy relief. It's actually quite a good sequence. Actually, it is well filmed, well shot. It's real stuntmen doing the skydives and stuff. But and they're doing it to a Red Hot Chili Peppers track. Higher Ground, I think. Yeah, it's just so 90s, with everything like Point Break and that, all the extreme sports and stuff that was really big in the 90s. And it's like opens there, and then they land on this target and start talking to this random father and son, who it's one of the things like the kid and his dad and that they can go away in this film. I've got no interest in them at all. They're pretty pointless to be honest. But there's and then they start rollerblading, which is very 90s as well. And they're all like doing the shots, like doing their big spins in the air and stuff while rollerblading. It kind of looks like an Abercrombie and Fitch advert or something, an advertisement for that. It's so 90s. But yeah, they go through a construction site, and Bulk and Skull land on that construction site. Like I said, comic relief. And the construction workers dig up an egg, a purple egg to be exact. And this houses Ivan Ooze, who is the villain of the movie. And I don't actually recall him ever being in the series. I may be wrong, he might have been in the later ones, but I don't actually recall him being in the Mighty Morphin era series. But yeah, I think he was just created for the movie. But yeah, so there's this egg which is being dug up, and then they to cordon it off, they put a little barrier around it and have two security guards, guarding it as you do, Angel Grove's finest. And then Lord Zed, Rita Repulsa, Goldar, and that pig monster, what I don't think was in any of the series either. They come and release him, and have him work for them. And then the Power Rangers visit Zordon. He tells them about Ivan Ooze, and then they go to the construction site to find out. And this is kind of pretty pointless to be honest, but they meet up with a security guard who got knocked out, and then they say something to them, and then for some reason morphs into Ivan Ooze. It's like, well, why were you disguised as a security guard? What was the point of that? But the entire sequence after this is probably my favourite part of the movie. It's typical Power Rangers. It's you know, it's brilliant. The fighting, it creates some like ooze monsters, you know, like the putties in the series, but these like ooze monster things. And then, you know, the Power Rangers out of costume start fighting them all. And what I love most about this fight scene, really, is for some reason, instead of like running away from the bad guys, everyone's doing backflips away. It's like, why? There's especially this one scene where Kimberly's backflipping away, and then Billy, you can hear him shout, "Right behind you, Kimberly," and then he's backflipping. It's like, why don't you just run? It'd be easier. But yeah, this is quite a long scene actually. There's this where they're fighting these monsters in civilian clothes, then they get cornered for somehow, even though they seem to be winning the fight. And then they have to morph. It's morphing time. And then they're in the costumes, and the costumes in this, they do actually look pretty good. I do like the costumes, and they're an upgrade on the series. But the helmets are still the same. One thing I like about the Power Rangers is that whenever they're in, I don't think they do it when they're out of costume, but when they're in the costume, whenever they're like move, every time they move, there's a and it's like every time they kick, there's a yeah, 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 and it's just brilliant. It's like you watch it, it's like, yeah, the Power Rangers, fantastic. I do actually wonder if there's going to be any of that in the new movie. I doubt it. Yeah, you know, I'd be surprised if there was, but I don't know whether I'd like it or not, to be honest, because this is as good as a guilty pleasure movie, but it is kind of silly, and you know, you do watch it, and it is, you know, when you see it as an adult, it is sort of cringeworthy at times, but I do still enjoy it. But I do like, from what I'm seeing of the new movie, the serious tones, so I am hoping that it's not in it. But yeah, the fight's brilliant. There's new gadgets, you know, obviously they wanted to sell toys for the movie, so there's new gadgets. There's Thunder Whip or something, what Kimberly's got. There's the Stinger, which is like a grappling hook gun thing, what Billy's got, and it seemed to take him like an hour to get from the place to where he's going. And there's some very cheesy lines in this, like I think Kimberly's like, "Enjoy your trip, see you next fall," things like that. But I love it, it's fantastic. Yeah, Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa, they're not in it much, because like I said, he does something to them, and then Ivan Ooze becomes the main villain. He goes to the command centre, destroys the command centre, does something to Zordon, and then it causes the Power Rangers to, after they've beaten all these like putty type monsters, ooze monsters I like to call them. I don't actually know if they've got a name, to be honest. They lose their powers. So then, you know, Alpha 5 conveniently has a way to get the powers back, and it means going to a distant planet. And as they're there, they go to the distant planet. While they're on that planet, Ivan Ooze becomes a magician for some reason. He starts dressing like a magician and selling these ooze to kids. You know, it's a bit of a creepy scene actually. He's like a creepy monster going, "Hey kids, want to buy my ooze?" Like that. It's kind of creepy, to be honest. And yeah, and once the parents touch that, he mind controls the parents, and then the kids run free. But there's that the father and son, that kid, he's deadly serious, and I think he wants to be a Power Ranger when he grows up. So he wants to save the parents. And this part of the movie, it kind of bores me. I don't really want. I want to see what the Power Rangers are doing. I don't really care about this kid and his father and their story. But yeah, while they're on the planet, they meet a woman warrior, a female warrior. I can't actually remember her name. She's got an English accent, I think. Is it English or Australian? I can't remember. She's quite nice in the outfit that she wears. It's like a bikini and loincloth. And she knows Zordon. Well, I think she attacks. Oh no, they get attacked by some new well, they're not putty monsters, ooze monsters now. They're like birds. I think they are still made out of ooze, but they're birds, and they get attacked by them. And yeah, to cut a long story short, I'm not going to go into everything, but they get their powers back somehow, which are ninja powers now. They're ninjetti, so they've got like new Zords and things, but they've still got these ninja suits. And yeah, they go back to Earth, and there's like monsters now, and this end battle with the new Zords and the monsters is probably the worst CGI I have ever seen. Just look at that there. It is absolutely terrible. What the hell is that? I mean, the Zord in the series, the Megazord, which, by the way, do you like my t-shirt? It's the blueprints for the Megazord, which I got out of a loot crate, which is quite nice. The Megazord in the series was really good. It looked good. I mean, look at this. It looks good. The Megazord in this, it looks terrible. The CGI is terrible. It's, I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what they were thinking. It's horrible. It's the worst part of the movie. It is the worst CGI I've ever seen. Yeah, and you know, they take the ball into space, and this Zord, it has an emergency button, which is a nut kneeing button, you know, a bollock kneeing button, which this Zord, you know, this Ivan Ooze big monster thing, you know, the Zord knees him in the nuts, and then he conveniently smashes into the comic, which was conveniently mentioned at the start of the film. But yeah, going back to it, I do really like this film. It brings back great memories. I do enjoy watching this film, especially the parts where they are in their costumes. I like all the 90s extreme sports bit at the start, because it's pointless but fun. I like all the action. I like all the action where they're in the costumes. Even, you know, the bit where they're fighting the bone dinosaurs in their ninja outfits is pretty good. And yeah, it's a pretty enjoyable film. Now, I'm doing this review because obviously the new Power Rangers film is out at the end of the week, and I plan on going to see that, and I'm going to do a movie review on that. So with that coming out, I thought, what a great time to watch this. So I've watched it again, and it's brought back great memories, and yeah, it's good. It was a good year, 1995. I remember going to see it at the cinema. I had some friends who lived over the road from me, you know, and I went one Sunday afternoon to go see this film, and we were all excited, and we all enjoyed it. So yeah, guys, let me know down below what you think of this movie. Do you find Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie a guilty pleasure? If you like this video, I've got another guilty pleasure movie with They Live. I'll put a link at that at the end of the video. Check out my movie reviews as well, guys. Like and share my channel, and remember, stay heroic.